What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I'm going to give you a good overview of what is happening behind the scenes and what's influencing the price of SoFi right now and what we might be able to look forward to coming from an investor standpoint. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Always greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. Currently up 2.47%, so a nice change of events that is happening there. One positive thing that is happening with SoFi is a lot more bullish articles is coming out, despite the price action. So again, that's always a very positive thing. And a lot of these articles are saying basically the same thing, that their earnings speak for themselves. Fundamentally, the stock and the actual business is thriving. Price action behind the scenes isn't really so much so. And I personally feel what I would like to see in 2023 is a rush of big institutions supporting SoFi, so buying into SoFi. And some people might be mixed on that. I don't understand necessarily where they're coming from when it comes down to that, because when there's a huge amount of retail presence, this is where shorts run rampant. And as of right now, I'm going to touch on it later in the video, but shorts are starting to re-enter into SoFi. Whereas technically, if there's a huge amount of institutions that is getting into SoFi, then yeah, that is a very positive thing. Keep in mind though, this is a little bit more of an asterisk. Has to be institutions that don't lend out shares for shorting purposes. So when I'm talking about big institutions, I'm talking about BlackRock, Vanguard, the big names, even SoftBank. I know some people are very mixed on SoftBank, and when they were selling SoFi, oddly enough, I don't know why some people were very happy about that. That's not something to be proud of. That goes to show that in reality that they did support SoFi at one stage in the game, but SoFi wasn't performing. No different than any other aspect in business. And so when something isn't working out, you kind of drop it. So I think this is falls back on SoFi's problem, not necessarily SoftBank, but again, that's neither here nor there. I just would like to see that hopefully in 2023. So yesterday, SoFi did participate in the Wells Fargo TMT Summit, and tomorrow they are participating in the 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗏 Technologies Conference. As far as what is listed on their website for events, the 𝗪𝗧𝗏 Technology Conference is listed, but unfortunately the Wells Fargo one isn't. So again, I don't know why it wasn't listed on there. I did actually tweet Anthony and said exactly that same thing. Why is this conference or the summit not listed on the website? So that's something you need to factor in, but hopefully these do yield a little bit more of a positive kind of twist, because more so as well, when they did participate in the 𝗪𝗧𝗏 Technology Conference last year, it did help the actual stock price, because when SoFi can actually talk about its technology, and basically they are a tech company, plain and simple, but when it comes to these kind of conferences or summits, when they can actually talk on why they are beneficial and why they stand out, then that usually does incentivize people to really look at them and hopefully buy. So it's all a good domino effect that does typically happen. Outside of that though, Jim Cramer is talking on as far as what the Feds might be doing for interest rate hikes. And I know some people are very mixed on Jim Cramer, and I personally am as well when he's giving stock picks, but I like his thesis on actually what might be happening in the broader economy, because fundamentally his points are very sound a lot of the time. But when it comes down to stocks, it's a little bit more mixed. So again, take that how you see that. I'm not a financial advisor or anything, but he is saying potentially that with a strong labor for the economic data that's coming out this week, that could result in the Feds having a little bit more of an aggressive rate hike in the future. And that is in the future, as you can see right here, December the 14th. So right around the corner ultimately. So at the end of the day, that is very bad for the economy, which could spook it and cause it to go down. But at the end of the day, as I've been saying, SoFi is a bank, so they thrive in a higher interest rate environment. So as of right now, it is currently at 4%. So even if they do raise it to 4.25% or 4.5%, then yeah, technically SoFi will be able to make so much extra money. And especially more so, as I've been saying, they need to convert and capitalize on this actual interest rate environment, this higher interest rate environment. So the fact is, if they are able to maintain that 2.5% APY, but yet the interest rates still increase, that is pure revenue. So that's my own interpretation once again on SoFi. So looking behind the scenes, what is happening? So this is all the transactions today so far on the secondary market. So these are all the transactions over 100,000. So first thing right out the gate, there was a very big order, $1.05 million as far as a premium. So that definitely is a very good sign. So you do see a lot of these institutions that are buying on the secondary market. Normally when there's big transactions that does occur on the dark pool, for instance, some of them could be related to shorts. So as you can see right here, market just opened roughly about an hour ago. So definitely going to be a very high volume day in that regard. So again, let me know your thoughts on that. Some people do really like to look at what institutions are doing behind the scenes. And again, it's kind of a little bit more abnormal today. So hopefully that might be a positive spin on, like I said, institutions wanting to get in. But alternatively, technically, like I said, some of these could be just shorts getting in or out. So I want to give you a good breakdown of what is happening on the short front. So short score is currently 72. Higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. Utilization is 100%, showing 100% of the available shares to short are currently out. And as far as what is happening today, like I said, within the first 1 hour of the trading day, or just shy of that, there's 1.2 million shares being increased by shorts. Cost to borrow as well has been kind of maintaining itself for the last give or take around month. So it is 1.51%. And technically the short interest right now is 12.64. Of course, at one time, roughly about 4 months ago, we were at 25%. So hopefully we don't get to that stage once again. A lot of different ways to interpret all of this information. I don't necessarily feel that there will be a squeeze with SoFi, but I like to use this data as far as a benchmark, because ultimately that these individuals are thinking that SoFi is going to go down. So when you do see, for instance, shorts increasing their position on a green day, that usually shows that they don't feel that it's very much justified. This is just how I interpret things. I like to look at a lot of the data points and kind of piece together exactly what is happening. But at the end of the day, I personally feel there's a lot of good upside potential with SoFi. So once again, as I always say though, SoFi is a very long-term investment. This is why people are already starting to talk on 2023. Is it going to be a breakout? Various other things. Looking at the Q4 actual earnings though, I think that is going to be another home run. And at this stage in the game, having 5 back-to-back home run earnings, I don't think there's any reason why anyone can ignore them any longer. I know right now SoFi is in a very speculative position right now, that they basically are going up against the actual institutions that give ratings. So it's all kind of in a sticky scenario right now, but at the end of the day, you can't have 5 back-to-back earnings without being ignored to some regard. So that's my own thoughts on that. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel and want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.